Hello everyone, this is Rohan Vij and my student ID is 1 of 83205. Today I am representing my unit code is ECE100. So here can I start? In this view of the child as a growing plant, Forever uses a powerful garden metaphor to describe children. He compares with children natural growth and unfolding to that of plants. Through his comparison, he performs early childhood teacher as gardener who must establish their better condition to foster children growth. Additionally, Forever views play as the purest and most spiritual childhood activity, which when respectfully designed and guided through educational material as gift and learning activities as occupation can promote children's development. My comprehension of children development as an early childhood educator will be shaped by Forever's approach integrated in Living 2018 through his idea of unfolding as a developmentally appropriate practice that can be incorporated in early childhood learning. I will be able to observe and support individual development journey of recognizing that every child has their inner potential based on his idea. I will, for example, extend the play of the children who manifest interest in block with building tasks and counting games to naturally nurture their numeracy and spectacle abilities. Incorporating his ideas of gift, I will be offer educational material and natural element to support children holistic development. So after that, Reggio Emilia, which is established on the basis of education theories by Loris Malaguzzi, sees children as being competent, capable, and full of potential, rather than seeing them as passive recipients of knowledge. His theory emphasizes that idea children possess 100 languages, varied and creative ways of thinking, expressing themselves and understanding the world. Thus, Amelia idea as a complementary approach expanded conventional thinking about intelligence and it make educator to be more ready to appreciate and nurture alternative learning style in my classroom. This approach internalizes that learning happens with meaningful interaction between peers, educators, and the environment, and that the development of children is relational and social constructed. Amelia approach will influence my future pedagogical design and organization of learning spaces. It will help me to design an open-ended classroom full of natural light and texture that will be filled with the thoughtful provocation that promotes exploration and collaboration. This area, as the Reggio Emilia approaches as the implies, will allow children to explore, contemplate, and express themselves in various ways. As an example, when some children in a group demonstrate their interest in insect, I will co-design a project with them in terms of different languages of representation including drawing, storytelling, clay modeling and photographing. Such a project-based method will not only boost inquiry and knowledge construction, but it will be also validate the children's voices and their ideas, creating a strong sense of belonging, agency and creativity within the classroom. In Freud claimed that our behavior is motivated by conscious feeling, desires and fear. According to his idea as presented by Irving 2018, even young children have emotional experiences which allows them to be influenced by reprocessed thought and early relationship, particularly with their caregivers. Moreover, Freud believed that we develop personality during childhood. According to this argument, our emotional and psychological growth is significantly affected by the events that take place in our infancy and early childhood. His psychosexual phases, oral, anal, phallic, and the latency genetical explain the changes in their pleasure, various regions of body as children mature and how we choose their stages may influence the behavior of adult. Freud theory reminds me of the importance of emotional development as a future early childhood educator. It is as crucial as cognitive or physical development. Through his idea as explained by Irving 2018 and Mukherjee 2014, I will realize that children's behavior often have underlying emotional causes that may not be visible on the surface. It will allow me to realize that not only what children do matters, but also have their feel respond to situation and other people, allowing me to grow in a role an empathic educator. As an example, when a child demonstrates anger as another child is joining their play, I would inquire about certain reasons such as feeling of exclusion or insecurity instead of punishing the angry child. After that, fire get considered children to be active learners who build knowledge by interacting with the environment. He presented cognitive development stages that comprises of sensomotor, professional and concrete operational and formal operational. Ondog and Tomorong 2014. His schema described the manner in which the children synthesis and handle information, constantly constructing and elaborating their mental framework relying on experience. As per MC Dharma 2020, Piaget concept of schema proposes that children learn when they are placed in cognitive conflict, disequilibrium. They have strived to resolve by either assimilation, whereby new discoveries merged into previously held ideas, or accommodation of their ideas to the new information. The concept of disequilibrium presented by Paget will help me understand why children may be challenged or resistant to learn new things, which is their normal learning process. In addition, the identification of schemias, mental structure as illustrated by MC Diamond 2020, will provide me knowledge about how children make sense of the world and how they acquire new information based on their past experiences. To implement the concept of PyGuard in my classroom, I shall monitor the children to acknowledge their level of development and thereafter design activities they are challenging but not frustrating. As an example, I can prepare a water play activity using a various shaped containers to assist a pre-operational child in acquiring the knowledge of how quantity remains the same even when the shape of the appearance changes. After that, the main idea of EYLF lies in the vision of children belonging, being and becoming, and acknowledges that learning is holistic and dynamic. In guiding early childhood educator to support children learning from birth to 5 years, the framework establishes several principles including partnership with families and communities, equity, inclusion, and high expectation for all children, and respect for diversity. Australian Government Department of Education in 2022, its key practice include intentional teaching, responsiveness to children, and holistic approaches. Its learning outcomes include communication, learning, identity, and contactedness. Utilizing the EYLF framework shapes my understanding that children learn by actively engaging with people, material, and the surrounding. Awareness of secure, respectful, and reciprocal relationship as a key of AYLF principle will be crucial in my understanding of how children's emotional needs contribute to their specific behavior. The AYLF practice of responsiveness to children, as outlined by Australian Government Department of Education in 2022, will help me to respectfully and flexibly address each children's interest and need during their early childhood development. This framework will as well as allow me to tailor children learning experiences in a manner that is based on careful observation, which is a key guidance under this practice of intentional teaching. After that, for the instance, when I realize that is active during playtime but engaged during story time, I will consider it as a kinesthetic learning rather than a challenging behavior. As a result, I will base my pedagogy on a learning outcome. One, children have a strong sense of identity and practice responsiveness to children by inviting their children to retell stories through movements such as the use large prop during outdoor storytelling. The aids their style of learning, but at the same time, it doesn't interfere with their personal comfort and the gestures. After the National Quality Standard (NQS) is the Australian framework which enhances the national benchmark on the quality of early childhood education and care. It is composed of 7 quality areas that help educators and service to provide high quality learning experience and environment. Example 1. Educational program and practice and quality area relationship with children. After every service or practice is evaluated and graded based on how well they fulfill each area, which support continuous improvement. With the use of QA1, it will be able to play learning activity that are children-centered, inclusive, and meaningful, considering various development needs and learning styles. Moreover, QA5 as Australian Children Education and Care Quality Authority outlines will assist me in promoting healthy, respectful connection with children, which will enable me to learn emotional and social aspect of every child. In terms of my future pedagogy, I shall incorporate QA1 to make sure that my teaching is purposeful, interesting, and developmentally appropriate. QA5 will enable me to enhance positive behavior and emotional safety through warm and responsive relationship. For example, if I observe that a child becomes easily frustrated during group activities, I will refer to QA5 by supporting emotional regulation through calm one-on-one interaction. I will also put QA1 into practice to provide them their individual task and appreciate to their temperament. So here's my assessment for the ECE100. Thank you.